I became passionate about legal operations from the very beginning, from the very start of my journey as an in-house attorney. Just wanting to make things more efficient, use technology to benefit, and also to just train the workforce. I would be leading a department, but also at night working on technology and ways to streamline processes and make work easier. So that's what really drew me into it. And I guess it was the pandemic that I was a deputy general counsel for a very large health system. And I kind of took a look back at what was meaningful to me. And really it is to help attorneys like I used to be to use their time better so they're not working the long hours that I did. The field itself, the field of legal operations, has really evolved over time. It continues to do so. Went from being more, I wouldn't say administrative, but like tactical support to becoming more a strategic leader and a necessary department for businesses. I would define a large, complex legal project as one that's highly visible, that reaches across functions with different stakeholders with different and competing interests, and also shifting priorities. That's large and complex, so it's working across regions, and so just being prepared to pivot and being flexible, I think, is the key to such projects. When a new project lands on my desk, the first thing that I do is to figure out the definition of success. Then it's a process of mapping stakeholders and understanding the business as you do that. And then third, it's to build a plan that's flexible, because priorities change. That's what I've learned is consistent across all projects, is there are changes and shifts, and you have to be ready to pivot and meet the client's needs. So I was working for a large energy provider, one of the largest, and it was a big contract lifecycle management tool implementation. Mid-implementation, there was a reorg where one of the business lines was being consolidated into the main business, and it caused the end users not to be able to access the system at all. So it was a major pivot. And what I did, though, was just take that time to redirect the project and work on legacy contracts. And I organized them, and I also created a manual for the team. I just had recognized that, for this system to be successful, people would need to know how to do it, not just me. I'll be gone. So setting up clients for success is creating a manual step by step. And that's the kind of thing I love to do. So it ended up, when we were ready for that phase, it was seamless. Technology plays a foundational role in my work. It's the center of everything that I do. It is what will help a legal department shift from being reactive to proactive. It shows the legal department what work is in progress. It allows the company to scale legal services, and also gives data that the legal department or general counsel can use to make decisions for the future. It really puts the legal department in charge of their work instead of kind of drinking from a fire hose. I think about the first project that I ever had with Axiom. It was a small company, small legal department with no processes in place. So it's creating an agenda, a running document for legal department meetings, and to have the various attorneys focus and contribute to the agenda so that the legal department meetings were more guided, and a lot of time was saved. And when I see things that can be simplified for a client, I'll jump right on it, especially when there are quick wins. I use clear updates, simple visuals, and there is constant check-ins and communication with the client to help them understand only what they need to, and as much as they want to. So typically, the check-ins will be in the form of pre-scheduled meetings, where I'll have kind of a visual and just the big issues highlighted for example, the general counsel to see the progress of the project without getting into the nitty-gritty of it. I think it's important to be succinct, to show what's needed, and then have action items. The challenge in managing stakeholder expectations across large teams is that the priorities at times and interests are conflicting. So really it's about understanding what is the commonality between the objectives and goals, and then focusing on those for big wins. When legal strategy and operational efficiency conflict when I'm on a project, say, for example, strategy is to increase revenue, and the legal department is trying to align that business goal with legal goals. Of course, it's when technology will come in and create efficiency. So it's really helping people understand the why behind technology and what's in it for me. And that really helps align those two things. A client misconception that people have about legal operations is that it's all about saving money. And it's really not. It's really about unlocking the value of the legal department for the business instead of being a cost center to add strategic value. And that's what legal operations really is. It does cut costs, it increases efficiency, but it also helps the legal department strategize and get on the same page with the business. In the next few years with AI and automation, I think that the field is going to be going even more towards strategy, showing the value of the legal department. I joined Axiom because of their reputation, first of all, for having high caliber talent, but also their inclusivity and innovation. So Axiom is constantly evolving, using technology to help become more efficient for clients. I love that about Axiom. I also love, and this is the only company I've worked at where employee surveys result in action. I mean, it's incredible. There's a focus on listening to what the employee needs and taking action to improve the company. And that's just invaluable. I mean, they literally take the things and then they create action plans for those questions. So yeah, it's amazing. I've never been happier. I went from being a stressed out, just constantly busy working late at night, like having a life, like, learning that I like to hike and, just getting involved with like volunteering. It's been the best thing I've ever done. Plus I'm developing myself by working on these engagements. So it's the extra bonus of developing my own legal operations skills.